Welcome to the Ivory Organics third annual free fig cutting giveaway. Hi, my name is Charles Malky, biologist and plant expert with Ivory Organics, where we grow cool plants, and I spent the last few days collecting over 10 varieties of fig cuttings from gardens ranging all the way up to Washington, down to Orange County, and where we're based here in Los Angeles. These quality fig flavors were collected from my fig gardening enthusiasts, and I'm hoping you show your support by also joining their social media sites so you can learn a little bit more about them. And if you have any questions, I'm sure they'd be happy to answer those questions for you relating to the varieties that they've donated. My first being a friend, Matt McGee in Washington. You can find him on Facebook as well as on Instagram. Jeffrey Upton, who's located in Tustin, California, which is in Orange County. And then my friend Kevin Chang, who you can also find on Facebook as well as on Instagram. And he also has a YouTube channel known as Bare Root Nations. And he's grown close to 100 variety of different tropical plants on his property, something definitely worth checking out. And last but not least, my friend Edgar Valdivia and his wife Pat invited me to their home for the second time to collect these fig cuttings, as they've got a highly popularized variety. His wife sits on the board of what's known as, and I'm sharing this link down below as well, the California Rare Fruit Growers, which you can find at crfg.org. It's over 2,000 members, and he teaches throughout the year. And every time these California Rare Fruit Growers come to his house, they're always getting their hands on, and I'm making available through Edgar today with our fig cutting giveaway, is the yellow long neck fig variety. And this is on the scale of flavors, typically the green and the yellow varieties are more of a honey flavored, whereas more of the brown and the black varieties are more of a berry flavored fig. And this is just in general, as there's hundreds if not thousands of different varieties of named figs. So with this yellow long neck fig variety that we're featuring today, this is a highly desirable, very large fig variety, probably one of the largest in the fig families, and also extremely delicious, hence the reason we're making it available through this annual fig cutting giveaway. You can also support my friend Edgar Valdivia by following him on his YouTube channel at Edgar Valdivia's YouTube channel. And again, that link will be down below in the comments as well as the bio below. Over the next few days together, we're going to be traveling to a couple of these gardens, specifically Kevin Chang. We're going to talk about pruning. From his garden, we're collecting the Cadota green variety of fig, and also discussing how and why we prune his fig tree. And then we're also going to visit Edgar Valdivia's tropical food forest, where he's going to share with us his yellow long neck fig as well as his brown turkey figs with us. And we're going to be discussing the principles of whitewashing and how he uses whitewashing to protect his figs and maximize the health and longevity of his plants and trees. Other fig related topics we're going to discuss in the month of February include what to do with your cuttings once you receive it, how to turn those cuttings into established fig trees on your property, how to also take those cuttings to turn them into grafts. We're also going to be discussing air layering. Additionally, we're going to talk about potting, transplanting, and so much more. So if you have not already, subscribe and hit that push bell notification, so as we keep on sharing this information, you get the notification of these releases as soon as they become made available. Also, before the end of this month, we're also going to tour my fig forest as well, and all of the cuttings that we're going to get from our pruning demonstrations that we're going to do here on the property will also be made available through the annual free fig cutting giveaway. This third annual fig cutting giveaway begins on February 1st of 2020. The sooner you participate, the greater your chances are to win. And I'm going to talk about the contest rules in just a moment. It then expires and ends on February 29th, the last day of February, or while supplies last. If we end up getting rid of all these cuttings sooner, then the contest will end then. But let's go check out the cuttings before I then get to the contest rules. Come check these out. So over here, we've got all the different flavors, starting with, this is Matt McGee's Desert King, also known as the DK variety, Jeffrey Upton's Strawberry Verte, Jeffrey's Raspberry Latte figs, Jeffrey's Panache, also known as the Tiger figs, Jeffrey's Black Mission figs, Kevin Chang's from Bare Root Nation's Cadota fig, Edgar's Brown Turkey figs, and then we've also got Edgar's, and again, this is the one we're featuring, the yellow long neck figs. hence we've got so much to offer. So I'm holding my notes now. I want to make sure I read all of these rules, and you'll find these rules also down below in the comments so that there's no confusion. To participate this year, we're simply going to go to ivorganics.com, and there you're going to be looking for a tab labeled gardening tips. Under gardening tips, you're going to find 10 gardening tips. Of those 10 gardening tips, select 1, 2, or all 10 of those gardening tips and post them onto your wall, whether it be on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And be sure to hashtag #IVOrganics so we can find you, or if you can also add a tag us at #IVOrganics. If you post all 10 gardening tips on your wall, that's highly appreciated. But each day, one winner will be selected starting on February 2nd as the contest opens on February 1st. On February 2nd, one winner will be selected, and each day thereafter through the entire month of February, one winner will be selected to win 2 randomly selected varieties of figs that will then be shipped to wherever you live in the intercontinental USA, shipping included, all for free, as our thank you for following us and supporting us on the Ivy Organics. Again, this contest will only remain open while supplies last, even though you see a ton of inventory, a record amount of inventory of fig cuttings behind us. And I'm assuming we're gonna probably create maybe close to 1,000 trees, definitely in the hundreds of trees off of this annual fig cutting giveaway. The reason I'm concerned about while the supplies last is we're also gonna make it available to those of you that purchase the 6 Macros Plus discounted fertilizers in the month of February. This is the last month. The 6 Macros Plus all-purpose fertilizers are going to be discounted, and with each purchase of your 6 Macros Plus fertilizer bags, if we come over here, with every 11-ounce bag of 6 Macros Plus fertilizers that you buy, you'll be receiving 1 randomly selected variety of fig cuttings with your purchase. If you purchase a 4-pound bag of the 6 Macros Plus, then 2 randomly selected fig cuttings will be included. And the more you buy, the more cuttings you'll get. And again, the discounted all-purpose fertilizers are only running through the month of February. I also want to add that there's no limit in regards to the number of bags of fertilizer you can buy, again, at the discounted price, available only in the month of February. So to get your hands on one of these randomly selected fig cuttings, it's quite simple. For free, simply share one of your favorite gardening tips that you'll find under the gardening tips on the Ivy Organics website, and share that on your social media site, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Or you can also instantly gain a randomly selected fig cutting by simply making a purchase of the now discounted during the month of February 6 Macros Plus all-purpose fertilizers. One thing I want to quickly say before I do a quick demonstration about the 6 Macros Plus fertilizers, if you take a look here, it is one of the only fertilizers on the market that emphasize the importance of offering your plants all of the macronutrients plants need, hence the name 6 Macros. Most fertilizers, their story ends with just NPK, but plants have 6 macronutrients, nutrients plants need in abundance, and that includes your nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and also magnesium, sulfur, and calcium. The Super Blend variety has the highest NPK value and probably one of the highest NPK of any organic fertilizers on the market. So the Super Blend, and then the Premium Blend just has a lower NPK value, but also contains magnesium, sulfur, and calcium. The product, the 11-ounce bag, makes up to 20 gallons of a liquid fertilizer if you add a tablespoon to a gallon of water, whereas the 4-pound bags can make up to 120 gallons of liquid fertilizer. So before we conclude, I quickly want to demonstrate how we're going to prepare the cuttings. And we're going to specifically start with Edgar's yellow long neck figs. And we're going to pull this out, and you can see that we've got it in a plastic bag with paper towels that are in pretty much contact with every single one of these branches. We're going to pull one of these branches out, and as you can see, the wood is relatively new. This is all last year's growth. If you take a look here in front of me, there's a pile of wood with a lot of cuttings. A lot of these cuttings were taken off, as this is new growth from 2019 or from last year. And this here is from about 2 to 3 years ago. So even though the older wood could root, the younger wood typically roots more readily than the older wood. But I have personally, and I've seen many other people successfully root older cuttings, but again, success rates are significantly higher with younger wood that's between 1 and 2 years of age. So we're now gonna cut this cutting into a more shippable size, somewhere between about 4 to 8 inches in length. And you can see here, this here is the grow tip right here. And we're simply gonna go down a few nodes. And I'm going to always be cutting at a node. I'm probably gonna go a little longer with this one. And we're gonna cut it at an angle as the roots are gonna be on this end and the shoots are gonna be on this end, being the top. With the bottom end, we're simply going to score it right through the node, like so. And that again is gonna increase absorption. We cut in an angle again to increase absorption. And most of the roots are gonna come out of that specific angle. We're now going to dip the pruned end into a rooting powder like so. And you can see the product I'm using here is just a rooting powder by Bonide, but you can simply and just as easily use a more natural solution such as honey or even cinnamon. The specific key benefits within those two products, whether it be honey and cinnamon, is that they're also antifungal. So it'll prevent the tips from rotting when you put it into a soil medium. And that's hugely beneficial towards the success of your rooting cuttings than if you were to simply have an unprotected end from rotting into that soil medium. So it kind of works as a preservative in addition to there's rooting hormones in there that'll help stimulate and encourage faster and larger developing roots with this rooting powder. What we're gonna do next is take a paper towel. We wanna make sure that the cutting remains hydrated, and we're simply going to wrap it like so. And then I've got a spray bottle with filtered water. And we're simply gonna spray it about 2 to 3 times. There's definitely moisture in here, but not enough that if you squeeze it, any drips of water are gonna come off of it. And now to maintain the moisture, we're going to bag it into a plastic wrap and seal it with a rubber band. Last but not least, and equally important, we're gonna make sure we label it. And here we're gonna be labeling it with the yellow long neck fig label, and we're going to attach that to the bag like so. So when you receive it, you know what you're getting, and you can, we're gonna end up creating cuttings, and we're gonna be demonstrating this in the upcoming weeks, or how to create more fig trees from your cutting, or we're gonna also discuss how to take your cuttings and incorporate it into your established figs by way of grafting, in addition to a whole bunch of other fig specific gardening lessons. So again, this is your reminder to be sure to join the Ivory Organics YouTube channel by subscribing right now, and also don't forget to hit that push bell notification to stay connected. As always, keep growing with Ivory Organics, and wishing you all happy gardening.